It's Thursday again, March 18th. We always have a running joke, Blanca and I do, about how I always say, gosh, it's Thursday again. Not really sure why, but Thursdays always hit me. My sleeping issues have continued. Slept till about 1 after a long day of playing poker. Yesterday I made a final table. It was on a little cheap little tournament, but still kind of fun. Slept till 1, was wide awake for a couple hours, but then thankfully passed out and didn't get up till almost 7 o'clock. So just dropped the weasel off, did a nice 50-minute warm-up, and now I'm going to do 80-minute chug, walk a quarter, run a quarter, and then probably hit the poker tables during the day. So sounds like it's going to be another Thursday. And forgot, the Barkley Marathons started today. Courtney DeWalter posted that they started at 3 o'clock Eastern time over in Frozen Head, Tennessee. I guess there's been lots of storms, and so that should be fun. 60 hours to finish. No woman has ever done the complete 5 laps. So be interesting if Courtney gets it. And then also this evening, Let's Run is televising a 5K where people are going for the American record. Halfway done with my 8-miler this morning. Like I was saying earlier, the Barkley Marathon started at 3 a.m. last night. Courtney DeWalter's out there. Interestingly, she posted that her husband Kevin is not going to be out there crewing. Of course, there is no live tracking, but hopefully some people will be posting stuff on Twitter. And it's interesting, because cell phone reception and stuff is not very good. And of course, in the race, they can't even use any kind of electronic devices. Laz buys them an old school Casio watch or something like that, hands it to them, and that's it. And then they've got to navigate around the park and find their books. I think she was number 23. So there's 10 books out there, and she has to go out and rip out page 23 out of every book. And the books always have interesting titles related to the event. So good luck to Courtney. No woman has done 5 laps and finished Barkley. Usually only 1 or 2 people finish it every year anyways. And so should be fun to watch that. Speaking of her husband, Kevin, he's world renowned for crewing her and sometimes pacing her. I've run into him quite often. The most memorable one was the Riverbank 24-hour race put on by John Olson, who's been on our United States 24-hour team. And I really liked that race, even though it was on a track. And it's actually at the high school that German Fernandez ran at. And of course, he owns the course record at Woodward Park that even Nico Young couldn't take down, like 14:24 on the Woodward Park 5K. I also went to the state meet that year and watch him run a 4 flat 1600 and then come back and win the 3200 in some crazy like 8:30 time. He later on went and ran at Oklahoma State, which is where the NCAA championships were the other day. And he's a professional runner. Haven't seen or heard much of him. Amazing talent. So anyways, I was at Riverbank crewing my athlete Stacy Costa, who was an alternate on the World 24-hour team, along with the Jester, who was also an alternate. They were both in the top 6 with like a month to go, and then got bumped by people in the last minute and didn't get to go to the World Championships, which kind of sucked. So I was there crewing them, and Kevin and Courtney were there, and also the Salbys were there. Gina Salby has run really fast 24-hour team too. Well, Courtney was there, and she was going after the American record, and she was just throwing down consistent like 9-minute miles the entire time, night and day. Kevin there as always helping her out, and so I got to hang out with Kevin quite a bit. I remember helping him getting some batteries, getting some food and stuff like that. It was freezing cold there at Modesto that night, and somehow we made it through. And of course, Courtney set the world record in that, not the world record, the American record at that event. Of course, Camille Herron has now broke it. I'll have to find it and put it in the show notes, the last lap of Courtney's record-breaking record there. And of course, back then, they were not known as well as they are now. And of course, it was a small, intimate affair at the track itself. And then I remember seeing her at Tahoe 200, get to hang out with her, talk to her a bit before the Tahoe 200 back in 2018, I think it was. Might have been 2016, can't remember, I was there twice. Yeah, 2016. And I remember asking her, boy, we'd love to see you at a 6-day race. And she talked about really wanting to do the Dome And the only problem was it was the same time as UTMB. Really fun to see how well she could do in a 6-day race. Be nice to see her become the 14th North American to do 500 miles. Bob Hearn, of course, got in 500 miles at the Dome in 2019. So definitely be looking for some Barkley Marathons coverage. And also, like I said, I believe this evening, Let's Run is telecasting the 5K attempt for an American record. And it's March Madness, so I'll have something to watch while I'm playing poker. Finished up the 8-miler. Nice, bright, sunny day out here. It was interesting. While I'm playing poker, I often watch lots of YouTube, and I watch a lot of old races. And I was watching the London Marathon, the Olympic ones. And what a beautiful course, multi-loop, thousands of people on the course, running by all those beautiful old buildings. But one of the things that was interesting is they talk about the training of the athletes. And they always get into this epic, how difficult and hard it is. And they were commenting on one athlete that she runs every day of the year, but she takes Christmas off. And I was thinking, taking Christmas off is a thing? I hit every day. In fact, I've been at it since '79. I don't think I've missed a day for the most part, but certainly Christmas, get out in the mornings, Thanksgiving, New Year's. In fact, here in Bakersfield, we have a Thanksgiving tradition called the Pie Run, where everybody meets out at Hart Park, brings a pie or some dessert, and goes out and runs or walks, whatever they want, and then comes back, socialize, and then go have Thanksgiving gatherings. So it ends up being, pretty fun. It's at 6 a.m, of course. But, of course, now everybody has Thanksgiving races, but that's one of our traditions. So that's about it for today. Time to finish up these videos and then hit some poker and watch March Madness. Please subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000. It's going to take a while. And thank you for listening. And as always, stay healthy, be boring, not epic. And now for all you stat people, like Training Peaks, it has its peak performances, and you can have it for the year or lifetime. I think I had mine going all the way back to 2010, so some of those peak performances I would definitely never beat. But today, doing my my chug, quarter-mile run, quarter-mile walk, it's there right there, 80 chug B. It tied for my best 5-miler of the year, and I've got 25 milers on here, and I usually do about 5 miles, 5K at least every morning. So like I said, I really like Training Peaks. It has this charts and stuff. Fatigue 100, fitness 120, form 16. Plus it has a nice calendar section where you can, put all your races and things like that. So I highly recommend using it, and you can actually get coaching programs on it. So that's my Training Peaks. Garmin, of course, using their watches. I know lots of other people have been changing to other watches. Like Kuros seem to be pretty good. If I was still doing a lot of ultras, I might get one because their battery life is phenomenal. But the Garmin I got right now works on my treadmill, works on Swift real well, has a good 24-hour battery life. I think I did last year's Celtic with the whole thing. And I like the stats. So I was out 7.76 miles. I goofed on my out and back here. Then I like the little heat chart. Never really picked it up much, but that wasn't the point of the thing. Did the first 50 minutes with the Weasel, and then did 80 minutes, and then finished up the workout. I do like that I got down below 14-minute pace at one point, but as you can see, the heart rate, 95 to 114. The medication, I just can't get my heart up. It's kind of like a governor on me, so that's body battery, stress level, I'm at 15, whatever that is. So really all kinds of stats for everybody to geek out on. Training Peaks there. Of course, then the Fitbit, like I was talking about, there's my mileage. I've been trying to crank up the miles. 13 yesterday, 11, 12. I don't count these completely, but it does count every mile you do. I count the Strava as my official mileage for the week. Unfortunately, my heart rate's still been elevated. I think that's from last week's big week, plus this damn daylight savings time. And then, of course, like I've been talking about Fally, I got 5 hours of sleep. But you can see I went to bed at 9, woke up at midnight, was up for 3 or 4 hours, and then thankfully fell back asleep. And I think it's partly, I'm going to call it Pfizer Insomnia, because my sleep has been kind of jacked up since I got that. Next Friday, I get the next shot, so hopefully things will improve from that. It's always entertaining to see what Fitbit thinks I'm doing. So like today, it thought I was doing an elliptical workout in the middle of my thing, but mainly it thought I was walking. And then yesterday I ran on the treadmill in the evening, I got 12 minutes of, I did 20 minutes. It says 12 of it was walking, 10 was running. I was trying to run the whole time. And of course, I also did some cycling while I'm playing poker every hour when you're playing tournaments. In fact, yesterday I made a final table. That was a good 5+ hours. At the 5 minutes to the hour, they give you a 5-minute break. So I just hop on my spin bike and ride for 5 or 6 minutes each hour, and then try and ride after the tournament just to get the legs done, because sitting is the devil, and just definitely isn't a good thing to do. The weight loss is not happening, so I'm doing the fasting. I haven't eaten yet today since like 6 last night, so I got a 15 hour fast going on here. In fact, we can pull that up right now. Let's see. 14:50, and I haven't eaten. I probably haven't lost any weight either. But neither here nor there. Someday I'd really like to get the races, have my Newton endurance. I mean, I've done Clydesdale races and done well in them, but I think having 10-kilogram weight divisions would be something that's really good. So thank you for watching the extended version of this, of the stats for the day. And as always, stay healthy, be boring, not epic.
Head first is that when he gets onto this climb, certainly won't be able to help him. Killing this a bit, Kelly.
You can see 15.
And he will have been asked.
An Ethiopian woman actually has won.
Really? Caught the bug when I was bored. We learned the names of quite a few.